Let's go.
I should have known today wouldn't go well when I recorded most of the first half with some soft synth jungle tunes in the background. Bristol City had gained some notoriety in the days before the game after going 67 games without a penalty and having been awarded only one in the last 114 games when the average is 1 in every 9. They had gone longer without a penalty than any other team in all 31 major European leagues for 5 years. A staggering statistic coming into Saturday's game. Yet, the dour Nigel Pearson had long since stopped complaining about the 30 penalty appeals turned down in that time and instead brought an upbeat Robins side on an unbeaten run of 8 games to the Stadium of Light, and they had every reason to believe they could get a result. Only Middlesbrough and Sheffield United have created more big chances this season than Bristol City. Sunderland, though, were a team looking to get 3 wins in a row for the first time this season. Sometimes the narrative of a game is already written before it starts, and sometimes it's revealed in the first few minutes. And in the first few minutes today, we were sloppy with passes.
Mishu brings it down, can't get away from his man. It's Ahmad who's back there, sticking his foot in.
Yeah, it's a little bit scrappy in the middle.
Someone trying to get out on the far side.
Bristol City worked hard to do what Millwall had demonstrated could work against us, namely to box in Ahmad and Roberts. Look here at Millwall stifling our play, and look at the focus Bristol City give to the same task.
Mehmeti. Ahmad. Here's Roberts. He's got 4 players in front of him.
They've done that really well, Bristol City. As soon as Ahmad and Patrick are getting the ball.
Much like Millwall, the Robins were able to stifle us, but they offered a considerably better threat in transition when they won the ball off us in midfield. And this was obvious from early on. The Robins were here to try and win.
Mehmeti playing it forward. Sam Bell.
Trouble.
Sykes. Mehmeti! Inside.
Oh, what a save.
What a save!
What a save. Yeah, Sykes thinks it's in and left hand down to it.
Let's watch this again.
Good play from Bristol City.
They were playing us at our own game. Press high, take free kicks quickly, play for fast transition. Anis Mehmeti had a great game all afternoon. Bought from Wickham in the summer, and some Wickham habits die hard it seems. Watch him leave a late one here on Ballard.
Oh, it's been left on there from Ballard, stayed down as well. Tony Mowbray is screaming at the officials.
But he was a constant threat with his running down Sunderland's right.
Mehmeti.
Hume had a difficult afternoon. He turned in his worst performance as a starter this season. Now, the lad has set himself some high standards, so let's keep his worst in perspective here. Most of his metrics are pretty good from the game, but his pass completion percentage was 10% lower than usual, and he was dribbled past 4 times today. That's more than the total number of times he's been beaten in the previous 5 games put together. Safe to say, he had a difficult afternoon against Mehmeti.
Trey Hume's with him. Mehmeti comes out on top. And still going Mehmeti. Gets a strike away. Stopped by Danny Bart.
But every choice a team makes provides some space and alternatives elsewhere. And the recent trend of teams recognising the threat of Sunderland's right and deploying extra men to cover them off inevitably leaves space elsewhere on the pitch, if you have the players to take advantage of it. And in Jack Clarke, we do. Earlier in the season, after scoring quite a few, he was marked out of the game by the opposition, and it was only then that we developed the threat out on the right. Now, Clarke is benefiting from teams deploying to counter that threat. It just requires us to shift the ball quickly enough to take advantage of it.
Jack Clarke picks up. Clarke, can he get a shot away? He can! Yeah! What a shot! What a shot from Jack Clarke!
What a strike. And then it is on that counter-attack, isn't it?
We were right behind that one, Danny.
Yeah,
it was an absolute peach of a strike.
But it was, and let's have a look at it back now. Yeah, just fed into him there. Defender, Tanev doesn't want to commit. He knows where he wants to send Jack, but he can't do. He chops inside him. Bang, puts his laces through it. And as I say, we're right behind it on this angle now. No chance for the goalkeeper. Side netting. What a strike. 1-0.
That said, Mowbray is going to have to work hard to keep us in the playoff positions. Without a striker, we are too predictable to counter, and it's getting tough for us. He's got to keep the opposition guessing and struggling to control us. It's one of the reasons we were successful at Queen's Park Rangers midweek, because the shape and positions were not something that they could prepare for. On Saturday, Nigel Pearson was presented with something he had prepared for. It doesn't help that our only striker, Gelhardt, seems short of confidence and is struggling to fit in. Look at this average position chart. He's sitting on the halfway line, lower than both of our wingers. It's no good, and it doesn't help the team. He's going to struggle to score there if he's always behind the play. Not a 9, I hear people say. Fine, he's going to have to be, or he'll continue to struggle as he has done. Not tall enough to lead the line, people say. Rubbish. One of the best leaders of the line I saw was Robbie Keane, always on the front foot, trying to run past defenders. And in Neil and Mishu, we have players capable of putting it down the channel and slapping it through the lines for him. And Frankie, it's Gelhardt with 1 D. Mowbray's got to get him into a better position, or he's going to be ruined playing off the halfway line every week for the rest of the season.
Catches the eye of the fourth official.
There has been some suggestion that we walked into the equaliser with our substitutes. None of them played particularly well when they came on, but City had chances all game. One such possible breakaway required an inventive professional foul.
Oh, he's trying to feed it to Dan Neil on the edge, and there might be a break on now from Bristol City. Lugo Nines riding on the back.
Undoubtedly, this is a yellow for Luke, but then why isn't this from Mehmeti earlier in the game?
That's a couple of pullbacks.
Well, yeah, is it going to be a yellow card? No, he's coming across to have That's possibly a yellow card. You know, Ahmad's away, he nicks it off him, just steps across him, look, he's away there, and that should be a yellow card for me.
Perhaps we do switch off a bit. Dan Neil certainly slips into his bad old passive habits of waiting for the ball to arrive and consequently gets robbed.
He's done that all afternoon. Dan Neil caught in possession. Bristol City will come again. They're not out of this yet. It's only 1-0.
But it's too harsh to blame Neil. We're reasonably well set in defence at this point. But there was an air of inevitability when Hume gave away the penalty.
De Silva.
Oh, trouble. Yeah, it's a penalty, you know. He gets wrong side of Trey Hume.
Is it a pen? Well, he's certainly struggling here. But in fact, Jay De Silva pulls the inside arm of Hume, and that's what makes him fall. Now, imagine you're referee Gavin Ward. You cannot fail to have read in the past 2 weeks all about how Bristol City have had 30 penalty appeals turned down in a year and a half. And then you're presented with this incident. And of course, the penalty is given. Watch Elise here. He's not doing a little dance. As the camera pulls out, you can see he's doing his best to utterly destroy the spot. But the ref spots it and cards him for it. There's a part of me that loves what he's trying to do there.
Doesn't matter if he goes the wrong way. His legs are dangling normally. Let's see, though.
Nakhi Wells steps up.
Nakhi Wells against Anthony Patterson. In injury time, here at the Stadium of Light. Oh!
Nevertheless, Nakhi Wells stepped up, and despite the obvious pressure, he puts it away at the death, and that was the game. 2 points dropped. It certainly felt that way to everybody. Disappointment by a loss at the death. But perhaps it's more of a sign that our expectations and performances have changed. In a week's time, we go to Coventry City, and we will go to them expecting to win. But at the start of the season, we felt like a draw would have been a good result at home. So the disappointment of a draw today should be held in the light of our changing expectations. Midweek, we travel to Rotherham, and we go to win. See you next time. If you made it this far, well, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, I guess, if you liked it. Share, subscribe if you liked it a lot, and you'll get a notification when the next one of these reviews comes out. Thanks a lot.